Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I need to talk about PlayStation for a minute. Now, a couple weeks ago, I'm ecstatic. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying my PSVR 2, my Gran Turismo 7 with VR 2. Nothing's changed on that level. I do think that still, right now, that is like the best thing that I've had with PlayStation this generation so far, hands down. And I love that. We're getting 120 FPS mode tomorrow. We're getting, more content for GT7, which is fantastic, which is literally incredible. But we need to talk about this nonsense that's going on with the PC point of the PC point of what's going on with PlayStation right now, because this doesn't make any sense. Literally no sense at all. I was just playing Forza Horizon 5 on the PC. I got a video coming out. You'll see it's hitting, 120 FPS all the way up to 140 at 1440p with extreme settings. I'm still hitting over 100 frames a second, and it looks incredible, and it feels great, and it feels totally optimized. And I'm like, wow, this is such a good experience. And then previously before that, I was trying to do another video on on The Last of Us, because I don't really want to I don't want to sit and bash that game. That's not the intention. My intention is not to bash The Last of Us. But here's the thing, man. Xbox One plays Forza Horizon 5. Xbox Series S plays Forza Horizon 5. Xbox Series X plays Forza Horizon 5. The PC plays Forza Horizon 5. And with each iteration of console to PC, the visuals and performance get better. Now, a 3080 is essentially anywhere from it's at least 2.5 times more powerful than Series X and PS5. It's essentially, you know what I mean? And then, the processor, the CPU that I got, the 5800X, I should have no problem beating console settings and getting higher frame rates at 1440p, let alone 4K. You know what I mean? I should be able to at least get 4K and match console settings, or even better with that card. That's my expectation for a 3080 that costs more than almost more than both of those systems combined. That's my expectation for what's going on. Now, I've watched as Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Days Gone, all of those 3 games, God of War, Days Gone, and Horizon Zero Dawn, they all run really well on my 3080 with maximum settings. They run really good, and they look pretty good with max settings. I can get anywhere, pretty much frame rates are about the same, anywhere from the 90s to, up into the, 120 or whatever. Those frame rates are pretty much right there in all 3 of those games. But everything that is launched from PlayStation since then, actually, I didn't buy Sackboy. You're starting to get these ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, settings requirements for 4K 60. Really, on a PlayStation 4 game? Really, you need a 4080 to play that game at 4K 60. Or Returnal, asking for 32 gigs of RAM for what? Why does it need 32 gigs of RAM? Somebody explain that to me. As well as all these other PlayStation games that have been coming out. Hogwarts Legacy, asking for 32 gigs of RAM. Hogwarts Legacy was made for a last generation console. It doesn't make sense. Every single one of these games are built on the last gen platform. There's no way that they need this much extra, especially for so little. What are you getting? A little bit better shadowing, maybe some ambient occlusion or something. I don't even, seriously, does that game even have ray tracing in it? I don't even think it has ray tracing in it. I mean, Returnal has ray tracing in it, but I'm only getting, I'm getting 90 to 100 frames a second on that game. And I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that one's all right, but I mean, Returnal's visuals, they're not something super special on the PlayStation 5, and they do look better on the PC. They do. But there's something going on, man. There's something going on with these new games that are trying to come out, that are trying to push these graphics cards, these new graphics cards to make you buy graphics cards, and like completely, like I don't get it. I understand that when the 3080 came out, it was marketed as a 4K graphics card. Cool, whatever, man. That's awesome. You know, most games, you know, that were out at the time and were coming out right around then. Yeah, that perfect 4K experience over 30 to 80 frames a second. Whatever. That was fine. Now I do expect new next gen games that aren't built for a last gen console to run to maybe need higher settings, or maybe be able to push, you know, settings a lot further, but not cross-generation games, man. Like, seriously, The Last of Us runs on a PlayStation 3. Let that sink in. That game runs on a PlayStation 3. It was built on a PlayStation 3, and now you're trying to tell me I need a 4080, a $1,200 graphics card to be able to run that at 4K 60 frames a second? That doesn't make sense. Like, that seriously does not add up. Now, yeah, a part of the blame definitely goes to Nvidia for obviously their RAM management, but what Nvidia makes, the products that they make are second to none. They really are. Like, you get an Nvidia graphics card and it performs great. It's this transition period from the last gen to the new gen that kind of has me scratching my head. It's like, wait a minute, dude, do you really have to upgrade every 2 years just to be able to stay in the PC thing? Now, I did a thing today. I posted it on Twitter, you know, asking if I should just jump to a 4090 or whatever. A lot of you guys said no, and I tend to agree with you. There's no reason why I should have to upgrade to a 4090. Like, none. I mean, like, I guess as a content creator, I could definitely use the power. It would future-proof me for another 2 years. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens in PC gaming that makes people feel like they've got to upgrade all the time. This is the kind of stuff, like the new cards come out and then all of a sudden the developers are starting to try to cram all these new features in there, which essentially is unoptimized. It's unoptimized. They're stacking these little blocks on top of on top of an engine that isn't built for that. So you're stacking all this extra stuff on there, and you're not really getting your performance gains. You're not getting any of your gains. You're just crippling what they're doing is they're crippling the experience for previous gen cards, and also, you know, making it so the new cards run them unoptimized. That's just laziness. That's laziness. And PlayStation prides itself on quality. So how is that quality if they are intentionally breaking their games so they barely run on a 30 series platform, or like really struggle to run on a 30 series platform and barely run on a 40 series platform? How are they doing themselves any favors aside from maybe tricking somebody into buying a PlayStation 5 thinking that, yeah, it's going to be better? Ugh. I downloaded the demo of Resident Evil on the PlayStation 5, the PC, and the Xbox. I'm telling you right now, the PC blows them both away, but the Xbox Series X looks better, and you could literally see the checkerboard rendering on a 1440p monitor for Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'm not saying that PlayStation 5 is a bad console. I definitely do think it's a great one. It does some amazing things for the price. $500, that's not a bad deal for what you're getting, especially when you try to compare it to day one cost for a PC. Yeah, man, like $500 hits the spot, and it'll give you a performant experience, man. But your choice of display is definitely going to dictate how your experience is going to be with that. Now, I'm more of a consumer gamer than I am I would say I'm more of a consumer gamer YouTuber as opposed to somebody that's like here to influence people. I'm here, you know, to talk about my experience and to have fun with it, to play video games, to be excited about things, to every once in a while engage in console wars by making videos like this that are serious, that mean something, and people are like, "No, man, you're just an Xbot." or you're a PC Master Race or some stupid thing. But no, this is serious, man. PlayStation used to stand for quality, and now they only care about money. They literally only care about money. They do not care. I'm sure Nvidia gave them a heavy chunk of change to add a whole bunch of 40 series stuff in there that completely just breaks the 30 experience. That's basically what I feel like all of these PlayStation exclusives have done. Not one of them, not even Spider-Man. Dude, I go back and play Spider-Man every once in a while. Not even that game is optimized yet. Forza has ray tracing in it, Forza 5, and I'm getting what, 140 frames a second? Like, come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on. And that's a big open world too. There's a lot more people walking around in Spider-Man or whatever, but dude, Forza looks better. Forza has better textures and better visuals. Like it just does. So for anybody to be like, no, I mean, Spider-Man is no, dude. Spider-Man is literally built to run on a PlayStation 4. But I mean, so is Forza, but like, dude, one of them has like newer technology and visuals. The other one went for like broken ray tracing that kind of works. And that's what I'm saying, man. These PlayStation games are not optimized that well for PC whatsoever. I mean, they work, they run, you can run them. You can change your settings to get a playable experience, but at the end of the day, I get a maximum experience with every single freaking Xbox game I own. A maximum experience at 1440p with everything turned on, including Deathloop, which is coming out on Xbox soon. I bought that on PC. 100% better than a PlayStation 5 experience. It doesn't have like any of these unrealistic demands for anything. And that game came out after Returnal did. Returnal came out before that game. And Returnal needs 32 gigs of RAM and like all this other stuff to run it that good. Like seriously, man, you have to ask yourself this question. And this is just something that's really started to bug me lately, especially with the PC thing, man, because I fall victim to FOMO fairly often. Like I will get a thought in my head. I'll be at work and I'm working on something and I'll get a thought in my head. And because I'm so ADD, I just keep thinking about it and figuring out ways to be like, oh yeah, man, I could definitely justify it this way. And it sucks, man. It sucks because I waste a lot of money buying a lot of stuff because I get FOMO, and it sucks, man. Like, yeah, it's bad. So I just want you guys to understand that, like, that's kind of my train of thought. Like, I'm not upset I am a little bit upset at Nvidia. I wish they would have had 12 gigs on this 3080 card, and maybe like 14 gigs on the other 3080, the 12 gig that they put out. Yeah, that's so dumb, man. I literally believe that 1440p with 10 gigs was going to be sustainable. Like, I thought that was going to be sustainable, and I was fine with that because I would much rather play a PC game on the monitor than play it on my the 4K OLED, unless it's a racing game. I like to play the racing games on the 4K OLED, but everything else I like to play on the monitor. Like, I just feel like my response time for like running and gunning and all of that kind of stuff just feels better on the monitor than it does on the 4K screen. That's the biggest thing. I like to play certain games on the monitor and certain games I like to play on the TV. Like anything racing, I like to play on the TV. Everything else that requires like concentration and like third person, first person stuff, yeah, definitely feels better on the monitor. So, there is another thing. With the Xbox games, I only have to buy them one time. I buy it on my Xbox, I get to play it on my PC. With PlayStation games, not only are they coming out unoptimized, but they're making me pay for them twice. Buy them on PS5. And then you got to buy it on PC too if you want to see it. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that FOMO gets me all the time. And then I see the PC version and I'm like, is it really that much better than what the PlayStation 5 looked like? Like, to have to buy it twice when with the Xbox, I get to see across the board. And yeah, I'm not saying that the Xbox games look superior, like super superior to what you get on the Xbox either. I'm just saying that, like, wow, dude, it's not, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go to bed. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. We'll see you guys in the next one.